So I'm going to start to tell you about 100 years of Trigano, because in fact Trigano today is 101 year old, because the company has been created in 1920, and it was the start of the activity of a Trigano company, Trigano Pere Fils, and they were selling canvas and tents. So they worked very well on this job, and they had a big success in 1936, where in France we have the holiday pay, which were created, and therefore it was a big success for the Canadian tent. Then difficult days came in 1939 till 1945. The Jewish family, Trigano, was obliged to hide and to escape persecution. They survived very well, but their company, in the meantime, was Arianized, that means sold to a Catholic shareholder. In 1945, the company was given back to the Trigano family, and the big saga of the Trigano family started again. In 1949, the Trigano family invested in a very special operation, a company named Club Med, which was intending to bring people on the seaside to enjoy, to have sea, sex and sun. And that was also a success. Maybe not because of sea, because of sun, maybe of sex. I don't know. So they made a lot of money out of it, but in the meantime they kept their activity and started in 1965 to manufacture tents. And they bought also the Caravelaire factory and started to manufacture caravan in 71, sorry. So they were quite good at ideas, but management was not their strong point. And they went in a bankrupt situation in 1973. But they were very well-known people, having a lot of political connection, and the company didn't disappear, and it was nationalized, taken over by a bank, Crédit Lyonnais, which tried to solve problems. But as you know, banks never solve problems. They create problems, and when they are involved in industry, usually they don't do good business. This is not good news, this has always been the case. So we can say it's been poor management by Crédit Lyonnais for this period, and the losses were very, very big. Meantime, they tried to acquire the second company making caravans, the company Sterkman, still alive today, and that lasts until 1921. 1921, I arrived, that's clear, you're right, 40 years ago, and I was in charge of restructuring or closing the company. So my idea was to stay more or less 6 months in Trigano and to take time to close this operation and get rid of all this activity which was not profitable. In fact, it was a bit different, and I stayed in the same office for 40 years. So after some times, it was positive, and I was able to buy the company, 50% of the company with a partner in 1987. And after that, solved problems. After the Arianization, after the bankruptcy, I had a problem in the Düsseldorf airport. Düsseldorf, you know, is it's a very difficult place for me, because I went in coma for a long time, and my colleague Uwe Klaas died in this fire. 1998, I recovered a bit from this accident. My wife managed very well the company while I was in coma, and the way I was unable to manage it. And then in 1998, IPO. The company Trigano was introduced on the French stock exchange. So this is it more or less, very shortly, the history of Trigano. But okay, let's concentrate on the 40 years I spent at the end of Trigano. So 1991 was a very incredible year, not only because I joined Trigano, but because in France we had the first socialist president, Mr. Mitterrand, because also it was the beginning of Rubik Cube, because Charles married Diana, and TGV was started. Everybody was driving R4, Renault 4, Catrel. Europe was very small, but included already UK. Computers were looking very strange. Mobile telephone were something of a stupid thing. But most important, AS Saint-Etienne, my favorite football team, won the French championship. So that's really important. So since 1941, Mitterrand is dead and everything disappeared. Saint-Etienne has never been again champion of the French league. But I tried to manage Trigano through, I would say, 5 cycles. First cycle, the most difficult, was to restructure the company and to implement a new structure, a totally different structure. No centralization, everything decentralized. Nobody at the headquarters, everybody in the factory. Second cycle, it was to diversify the company because Trigano, it was tense, and tense at that period of time was a bit tough. It was not bad, but it was difficult. So, for example, in the restructuring, I started to manufacture tent in Romania, I think in 1982, and in China, 1984. That was a bit early. At that year, the hotels were a bit different than today in China. But we were making also caravan. But the market at that time in 1980, so the European market was 200,000 units, and the French market in the 200,000 was 90,000. And the market started to decrease by 10% per year. So we had to descend to diversify, and we diversify in the motor caravan. And motor caravan, as you know, is a very good product which has known a very good success. The third part of the management was to become Europeanization, because Trigano was very French. They were only selling in France, exporting limited, only one small subsidiary in Italy, and having really 85% of the turnover in France. Fourth cycle, starting 2007, managing the crisis, because we had a quite substantial crisis in our industry, and most of my competitors went also in difficulty. Some of my competitors went bankrupt, disappeared, and it was also a difficult period. And finally, Europeanization completion. But let's see that in figures. I give you the figures 81, 91, 2001, 2011, and 2021. The 2021 are the figures as of 31st of August 2031. So you can imagine that these are not the real figures, these are not the forecast of Trigano, these are just the figures which have been estimated by all the analysts in Europe which work on Trigano. So you see that at the beginning the turnover was very low, and it was in French francs at that period, but I put them in euro. And the restructuring period lasted 10 years, made it that I did really close businesses, I sold companies, I changed things. For example, we had 3 factories making caravans, I reduced to 1. So that the turnover has not grown. But the company, which was in losses, started to make a small profit. After that, clearly we started to really grow with the motor caravan to 500 million euro of turnover and quite correct profitability. And then a bit more. And during the last part, with the acquisition of three very good companies, Adria, SEA, and Rimor, we were able to reach approximately 3 billion euro revenues and EBIT of 320 million, 3 billion euro. That's what they say anyway. And we employ 10,200 people. The 10,200 people, we employ them approximately 30% in France, but also big quantities in Italy, in Slovenia, UK, and nearly everywhere. On the aspect of the brands, it's something quite impressive in my opinion. We had three brands, Caravalaire, Serpent, and Trigano, and now I just put the Motocaravan one because we have already 27 brands. I believe in a very large number of brands because, as you know, the market in Europe is not very homogeneous. Everybody wants a different Motocaravan depending on the country. So why this success? What is the secret? The secret, I tell you, today you can take picture if you want. That's very French. We have a special potion, magic potion that we can drink and make that we are stronger than anybody in the world. You see that, for example, you see Asterix and the Goth. So that explains you how to deal with the German. Asterix and the Breton to deal with the UK. Asterix and La Traviata, that's Italy. And Hispanie, obviously, that's Spain. That's very good. And the big people like me, we don't need even to drink the potion because we have such a big quantity when we were young that we are just strong. That's a secret. Don't tell other people because maybe they try to steal the recipes that we have. In fact, to be more serious, I think we have the will since 1981 to be a leader. The idea is that Trigano, we have a leadership strategy in business, but long term. We don't need short-term results. I'm not interested in short-term results, and my organization is not interested in short-term results. And we don't forget to discontinue the activities which have not a profitable future. We are very patient. We can lose money. 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. We don't mind. The idea is that we must have a long-term, profitable project. And patience is a good quality. And when you are patient, you get the result. When I bought Euromobile, I had a lot of difficulties. Took times. Okay, now it's okay. So that's interesting. Okay, so this is very interesting. This is a sketch of Kai Feinberg is here. This is a sketch which has been published in Promobile. It's been published in 2000. I don't remember, but some time ago, and it was showing very well what would be the future of the motor caravan industry. So you see that Erwin Humer was playing with his puppets, Detlef Humer, and so on and so on. I'm sure that Herman understands that. Harald Siewski from the north of Germany was looking a bit this coming, and far away, family Knaus was relaxed in his seat and selling Superman Dickenberger to attack everybody. And at the same time, obviously, the Italian guy was trying to make believe that he had a real group by having a lot of brands he was playing with, like Chambly. At the same time, the small French was having already a few brands, a few teams, and was ready to attack in order to get a good leading position. And he was named by Promobile, big player. Well, anyway, that's not me, that's only the responsibility of the German press. So, very important for us is Trigano is a company which has the ability to be in a permanent adaptation. We have taken factories, and we adapted. So the example of Tournon, a factory which has been built in 1973, and at the beginning was making caravans, and we adapted them, and we make after that motor caravans, and we changed. And you can see the pictures showing that really the factory is not absolutely the same, and today it employs 1,000 people. Other point, important, cash flows. We do really believe in cash flows. We don't like debt. We don't like to have assets which are not liquid. We don't have problems with the bank because we don't owe money to the bank, and I don't like to owe money to the bank, and I think I will never owe money to the bank because it's important. So we have cash flows, and we use this cash flow for important. So what's also important is that's demography. We have a good evolution on our industry of population. You know, economists, sometimes they are right, but most times they are wrong. Demographers, they are always right. And that's except if there is a big plague, but normally they are always right. And this is EU that shows that we have a very strong customer base, and the customer base has been growing since 15 years. That's something very important. We address, and I believe we will continue to address, the people over 57 years old, and that's today a positive thing. Also important, Trigano is a multi-local company. Multi-local company is something very important. We are local. Every country we are local. In the total group, 10,200 people, there is only one French not working in France. There is nobody of other nationality working outside. In Slovenia, we have Slovenian people. In Germany, we have German people. In Tunisia, we have Tunisian people, and so on. And it's quite clear. The fact to be multi-local makes that in every country, we are near this country. And we are able to decide what's good for the country with the right people. We are also multi-local because we have a lot of brands. I showed you that we have already 27. In fact, we have 26, but we had a new one since Friday in Motorcaravan with a new brand for minivan. But this was only the number of brands for Motorcaravan. We have also brands for caravans, we have also brands for trailers, we have other brands for other accessories, garden equipment, and so on. And this is very important, because I do believe that to have a big brand, European, is not a good idea, because all products are very different country by country. If you want to be European, you don't sell the same bed to a Swede of 2 meters than to an Italian family interested by having sexual relations every night. So it's clear that you need to adapt to the need of your customer base, and you satisfy them. So some people try to buy a local brand, and that's quite positive, and that's why I believe it's important to have more brands. I don't want to say to my dealers, I don't have this product in Germany because it doesn't sell in France. I have a brand which will be more adapted to Germany, and I have a brand which is going to be more adapted in France. Responsiveness. This is a very good strength of Trigano. We can react very quickly. And I give you a good example with the crisis that we have known in 2007, where we started to have a reduction in volume quite important. And you see by the schedule that immediately we reacted and we were able to reduce our inventory. That means we reduced production furthermore, because not only our revenues reduced, but we were able to reduce our inventory, and we were able to reduce in a tremendous way our workforce. We made a meeting, and the next day, everybody in UK, in Italy, in Germany, in France, and in Spain, I think the Spanish were the quickest one, started to reduce workforce to adapt to the new market condition. Okay, I like this saying of Einstein, because I think I like to live in the future, because I think living in the past is not that interesting. So I think let's see what's going to happen in the future for Trigano. As you know, we have to face new challenges, and we will try to cope that. First challenge is to continue to improve working conditions of our workers and employees, to respect the environment, and I think the previous presentation is very important, and to strengthen our ethical value. This is something important, and I think this is the most important challenge that we have to face. Number two, we must promote partnership with our suppliers and distributors, and include integration if necessary and profitable. And this is quite, this is not very original, because apparently some news will come on Wednesday, which are more or less on this direction, not by Trigano, but by somebody else. Number three, exploitation of commercial synergies in each country, because we have such a decentralized organization that we are coming in different countries, and finally we don't coordinate enough in different countries. If we succeed in coordinating, we can grow our market share, because we can, not be a small brands only, they adapt to the market, but we can be one of the numerous brands attacking the market. And if we do that, for example, like we did in Germany with Trigano House, immediately we have a positive answer on the market. Permanent adaptation of the business model. There is nothing written in the marble. Everything can be changed. We can change. Changing things means that we don't have made a mistake before, means that we are making better afterwards. Progressive increase in production capacities. We have always increased our production capacities. You have seen the revenues going up by external growth, but also by internal growth. And working on a permanent view between centralization and decentralization. The objective is to decentralize, but sometimes you have to centralize on a project, and you can work on a centralized basis, on a project basis. So these are, in my opinion, the challenge that we have to face and the way we have to operate. Okay, let's be a bit less serious, and let's speak about my 40 years in the organization. For example, you know, there's a company Univedel and Sigler, and I think I became president of this in 1989. And here you have a picture with Pierre Rousseau, who is here, and you can see he was much younger, and me too, I was also much younger, but already no hair, already. But clearly, and Philippe Padiou from Pillar. So I think it was very important to manage this organization, which helped very much, which had the name afterwards, and helped us very much to discuss with the local authorities and to be very well recognized, globally speaking. At European level, ECF, we are here at ECF, and I show you a picture of one of the first meetings I attended at ECF. I was vice president. No, I was not vice president. I was board members. And here you have the board members. We were very few. I think Sonia, we recognize somebody in the middle. I think Erwin was there. And Humor are already two people, you know, they were strong people because there was also Gourquette, and there was a Swiss guy, obviously Bert de Winkel from Holland, and a Finnish guy, which I don't remember the name. Well, I became president of this organization the following year, in 1989, in Lausanne. And I think it's important because ECF has been a strong body to help us. ECF has been created by the Englishmen, the English organization. Very strange. The first organization that believes that we need to have a European organization were the English. And as you know, I created Melvi because I decided that besides the meeting, a very formal meeting with very few people, it was important to have a Melvi, and before COVID we had fantastic meetings. So some of them are interesting with the people, so we'll see some pictures. For example, you see me in a kilt over there, together with Erwin, but we decided, it was in Edinburgh, we had a meeting, so we decided to be in a kilt with the Italian, Pierluigi Agnari, obviously have decided not to follow us, and they stayed as they should be. Just next to that, you have the English photographed by Erwin. Also, he was making a large number of pictures because some English help us very much to go in UK market. After that, Mr. Sternberg, who has been the Secretary General of ECF for a long time, has been very positive. He had bring a lot of positive aspect, not only for the German manufacturers, but also for the European manufacturers. And finally, my old friend Pierluigi Agnari from Italy, one of the key people in this industry. Okay, let's forget a bit these memories and let's go to the future of our industry. And I think it's quite important. Positive aspect. Our industry has stainless steel drivers. It's freedom. We bring freedom. The vehicle is freedom. Motor caravan is freedom. Economy. You don't spend more than at home. Therefore, you can take more leisure, more free time. It's environment-friendly leisure. We have 2 studies from Germany and from Finland, as explained earlier by Jost. But we still have also other studies going on, showing that our leisure is the best in terms of CO2 consumption. Sanitary safety, that came later. When you are in your motor caravan, you are in a sanitary bubble, you do what you want, you control your contact, and this is maybe one of the explanation of the big growth that we knew in the past months. And obviously, as I said before, democracy. Challenge to manage. Green Deal. See previous presentation, ask to have the document, presentation, learn it, because here you have a lot of things which have to go. That's number 1 problem. Digitalization of distribution is going to be a revolution. How it's going to happen? Management of social networks. Are we going to be able to control social networks? Are we going to survive to fake news? That's something important. And obviously van life, which will create new ideas, new problems with new competitors. You see what I mean. So, gentlemen, that's it. I had my presentation. It was 40 years. It was not that long. And I can tell you one thing. Trigano is promised to a bright future because it's current management, that means after me, current management will have the serenity to accept the things that cannot be changed, the courage to change the things which should be changed, and the wisdom to distinguish the one from the other. These words are not mine, these words as the words of Saint Francis of Assisi. Thank you very much.